What up? This is on the sick one to sobriety. My name is Robin. I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. My bad. If I sound a little weird, sound a little off, speaking a little slow. I got a tooth extraction, so I'm dealing with that. I'm on pain meds. I'm posted up. But let's pick up where I left off yesterday with me getting called into the main lobby of the rehab. Me looking at the front exit of the rehab and seeing my boy like this. Motherfucker was heated. Heated like a motherfucker, right? So the coordinator of the program says, "Come on, follow me, Robert." Follow him to the bathroom. Gives me a cup. He's like, "I need you to pee in here." And he's like, "I need to watch you pee in here." And this was my first time ever that somebody was like hovering over me to watch me pee. And I was just like, okay, I guess it is just what it is. I mean, I could have just said no, right? I could have said no and walked out, and it would have, no matter what I would have done, they would have kicked me out of the program forever. If I refuse to do a drug test, they kick you out forever. If I pop a dirty, they're gonna kick me out forever. So that's just the way it is. But I don't know why I just decided to go with it. So Pete tests me as I am urinating into the cup. The program coordinator, asked me, "When was the last time you used?" And I was like, "Last night." And then I hadn't drank water then this whole time, and so when you don't drink water and you urinate, you it smells a certain way. And he's like, "Ah, man." He's like, "I can smell it in your urine. I can smell it all the way over here." And he was like standing like right here next to me. And he's like, he's all right. And I give him the cup, does the little thing, and he's like, and I told him, "What's next?" And he's like, "There's only one thing that I could do for you." And I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Come on, follow me." I was like, "All right." I followed him. I followed him to the exit of the building, and he's like, "Wait out here. We're gonna go get you your stuff." And by the time I got out there, that dude that was out there from Big Bad Tijuas was already like had gone. He left already, and I was just out there like, damn. And I remember seeing people inside of the lobby looking at me like, damn. And a couple minutes passed by. They bring me a black trash bag full of my stuff, and I remember just carrying it. I went from there to City College trolley station carrying the bag. I felt like a freaking bum to the max. I've never felt this bad in my life. I've never felt this embarrassed ever, ever did I ever feel this embarrassed. And it hit me. I'm homeless again. Robert, you have failed at being in rehab. You have failed at recovery. You're homeless again. What are you going to do? I knew there was one place that I could go, and I was hoping that my homie was home. There's only one guy I could turn to, and for me, because I wanted to smoke the pain away. I wanted to get rid of these emotions. So I came back. I took the trolley. I hopped the trolley because I didn't have no money. I took the trolley there, got down back to San Isidro. I got off at Iris trolley station, and I walked. I took the shortcut to the back of the 905. I came out by the new houses, and I walked to my homie's house, and luckily he was there. And I pulled up, I pulled up on him with my trash bag full of stuff, and then he's like, "Well," I was like, "What you doing here, dog?" I was like, and I wanted to tell him the truth, but at the same time I didn't want to say it out loud that I was a failure. I was like, "Oh, it's because at the rehab they let you out. They just let you go out for free. Like they don't even trip. Like you just got to go back." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you want to kick it?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's kick it." For a long time, I used to love kicking it with this fool because we used to play video games all the time, Xbox, zombies on Call of Duty, or chill in the backyard, whatever. It was always a good time with him, and he always had this shit, so we were always smoking. And he's like, "¿Qué pedo? ¿Qué fumar? You want to smoke?" And he's like, "Te dejan?" And I was like, "Yeah, fool, let me hit that." And fucking started going at it. And the hours pass by quick with the quickness. I can't snap my fingers. They go by with the quickness, and it's nighttime already. He's like, "Hey, wait, no tienes que regresar al rehab. You don't have to go back to rehab." And I was like, ah. I don't think I'm gonna go back, dog. He's like, nah, for real. He's like, nah, for real. He's like, well, where are you gonna stay at? And then I was just like, where am I gonna stay at? Because obviously I was trying to just kill all the time I can right there and stay as late as I can. Hopefully I could just stay the night right there and smoke out all night, you know? And he's like, where you gonna stay at? I was like, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go back to my parents' house. He's like, okay, that's what's up. And then I saw at 10 o'clock I had to leave that fool's house. So 10 o'clock came, I bounced. I didn't have nowhere to go. I didn't have no money in my pocket. Oh, damn, what am I gonna do with my life, Ron? What are you gonna do? I knew there was one place I could go, another place that I figured I could go. I went back to one of my job sites that I had because at this time I still had my security job. I just never called them for work. Remember that? So I went to this site where I used to work at right there off of Palomar, and I knew nobody worked their graveyard shift because I used to work the morning shift. So I knew nobody was working their graveyard, and I knew the combination to the locks. And I knew the combination to the lock, so it was still the same. Boom! I opened it up. I was like, sick. And I was like, at least I have a place for the night. But I was so smoked out, so spun out and I was hungry. This was sad. I looked in the back of there's the Little Caesars, and there's have the trash can back there. I looked in the back to see if there was any food. Maybe Little Caesars threw out some pizzas or something, but they didn't have nothing. I went inside Food for Less. I came up on some chicken tenders. I was like, at least something, right? So I went to I'm in the back where there's like a shipping container, and that's where the little office was at for the securities. So I'm in there, and in my twisted mind, in my smoked out mind, I feel like I'm the security. I feel like I'm the security guard right there. So I throw on. There's a safety vest right there. I throw on the reflective vest. I throw it on. It says security on the bottom. It's like around midnight. I disconnect the golf cart and I start cruising the fucking place. I start cruising. I put the little flashing light on top and everything, and I'm just cruising around. And I'm just doing that all night. I went from one side, from where the Food for Less is at, across the street to where the Target is at, because there was another shipping container on that side. And I was like using the Blackberries. I was watching porn. I was doing my thing. And then when it came around 3, 4 in the morning, I went back to the other side, parked, because I knew the security guard was going to kick in at 7 a.m., but I don't know what time he got there. So I went back and I connected the freaking golf cart back to it could charge again, the phones, put them back how they were, and I took off. And I just hung out. I just hung out at the trolley station until the sun came up. I was just like, fuck, dude, I can't do this. This is not the type of life that is built for me. I'm not built to be homeless, dog. I just can't. I don't know what to do with my life. See, I wasn't aware there was homeless shelters. I wasn't aware there was help like that. And if I did, I would have definitely taken advantage of homeless shelters. I would have gone and I would have signed up. And I'm so glad that I didn't know, because me being homeless would have lasted a lot longer y no fuera agarrado la onda when I did. So thank God I didn't know about homeless shelters. So the sun came up. I just kept putting it off, putting it off. I had this idea, right? I'm going to go hit up my brother, because my brother lived right across the street from the Target. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this on my own. I just can't be homeless. I'm not going to be homeless. It's just is what it is. I waited and waited. I was like, let me see what time a decent time is at. What's a decent time to knock on his door, you know? And I went across the street to his apartments, and he lives upstairs. So I was sitting on the stairs, and I was just on my cell phone. I had that little bullshit Obama phone, and I was just looking at the time. And then I was like, all right, I guess this is the best time as ever. I waited till 9 a.m. and I went, knocked on the door. Doom, 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 doom. My brother opens his door. He's like, what? What are you doing? He's like, what are you doing here? And that was one of the first times that I can recall that I decided to be 100% completely honest with one of my family members. I told them, they kicked me out. He's like, what? He's like, come in, fool. He's like, you want a bowl of cereal? And I was like, hell yeah, I want a bowl of cereal. Shit. He gave me a bowl of cereal, sat me down. He's like, what happened? Tell me what's up. And I told him, I was like, look, I came up on some money. I came up on the hustle. We all got high, drug tested us. They kicked us all out. And I don't remember exactly the exact words what my brother said to me, but it went something along of, don't even worry about it. I know what you're going through. I understand it 100% completely. And we're going to look for another rehab for you to go to. I was like, God. I was like, I don't want to go to. That's not what I want. I don't want to go to rehab. And he's like, but you need to go to another rehab. And he's like, and actually, my wife knows exactly where to take you to. Victory Outreach. Oh man. So they signed me up for Victory Outreach. And I'm gonna get into that tomorrow.